Right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome. Saturday broadcast. Getting started here. Just a little bit of maintenance right before we get into the permadeath season. Logging in to transfer this chrono to T Bobby. He won it like 2 months ago and I still haven't given it to him. What's going on, Trevi? T Bobby, Freddie, what's going on, guys? Hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday. It is a rainy Saturday here in Florida, at least where I'm at. Stop raining yet? It is 76 and cloudy. It was raining when I got up, stopped for a little bit, and then started again. So, who knows what's going to happen. The Freeport docks? Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Good old Freeport. For Victor. There you are, sir. Trade. Offer. And accept. There you go, sir. Congrats.
Thank the faceless.
Very cool. All right, heading back over to Permadeath. Congrats, Bobby. Sen, what's going on, man? Everybody's doing well. Tuesday was fun. We didn't do New World on Tuesday. We did EQ2. Turned out pretty good. Had a good time. Made some gains. We did part 5 of the armor quest. We have part 6, which I believe is the last part, which I'm actually going to show you guys. If you've done the complete armor quest series, I think they leave out the helmet of the armor quest series, but there's an NPC in Nectalos. It's not as good stats as the like one attribute stat off, but if you talk to this guy, oh no, I logged out in the box chat. Oh, come on. I can do this. Blink. Oh no. I crouch. Oh. So close. Oh man. Well, if you come talk to this guy, Leron, he'll give you a quest and you can actually choose the armor piece that you want to quest for. So you can choose helmet. So then you have something that's not level 2 or level 10. Your helmet slot. Unless you already have something. If you already have something from like Darklight Woods or something like that, then it's whatever. But how can I get out of this box with that? I'll have to call. I thought the blink would have me at least somewhere. Frick. So I got a call. Nice, Qzon. I'm on 6-2. We can help each other. Guess I got a call back. That's ballsy doing step 5 by yourself, man. That's crazy. Alright, I had to use a freaking call to get out of that stupid box. I'll send out invites. Need to wait for Cumulo. Oh, Cumulo's on. Nice. Invite to group. Invite to group. Does anybody else want to join us for part 6? Hey Revis, how's it going? Was wondering, do you know what happened with the abrupt patch last night? Basically stopped the entire game at 7 p.m. MDT. I didn't read into it. I did see on Discord that something happened. But no, I didn't read anything on it or find out what was going on. I didn't play it all last night though. Perma says I might be a bit low, but I can heal if needed. Do need a healer. Grug's not on yet, I don't think. Did I see Grug on? No, Grug's not on yet. Reset all zone instance patch? Oh. Interesting. What borked, though? Or they just needed to do the reset? Just started playing, got Aurola's Flower Collection and my 250 title. Nice.
Hello.
Yeah, why did it need it? Test according to the forums. Oh, interesting. Perma, I'm gonna say let us finish this and then we can do like, because we're gonna have to go in the Fallen Gate for the last part of this quest. Well, at least me and Q are gonna have to go in the Fallen Gate, and then we'll group up and then we'll mentor for Fallen Gate or something for XP. Does that sound alright? What's up, Darkest Koala? I keep saying koala and it's cola. I don't know why my brain does things that it does, chat, and I apologize, Darkest. I forever call you Darkest Koala. That's not your name. My brain is weird. All right, so what I was talking about, one, don't log out on top of this box because you'll be stuck in it forever. But two, to get your helmet piece, talk to this guy and the reward for that quest is a comparable level 20 helmet. So like the cloth one is 7 attributes, 3 combat skills, 42 mitigation. Usually the armor quest series are legendary, 8 attributes and 4 combat skills, right? 3. So you're missing 1 attribute really from it, so I want to grab that quest. We can run that while we're in here as well. I have a Valentine's corny line for the wife. She must be tired because she's been running through my mind all day. Aw. That's a good one. I like that, Bobby.
Well met.
I can tell you, what I have to say is simple.
Offers
Leave
another
this
quest.
place.
A quest to get another quest.
Interest. Oh, you do you?
Just looking to see what the rewards are here.
Listen to me, scum.
Charm.
You're here to take a contract, not...
A table. Eh. Really just the helmet. That's all I need. Just the helmet. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank y'all for coming by. Saber-tooth harvesters. Oh, those are pain. Yeah. Earthwormers aren't so bad, but the harvesters can be rough. May need a healer for that.
An ancient grandeur hungers for your presence.
Stomp gut. Yeah, he's not too bad. The harvesters are triple ups, if I remember right. They're gnolls around the craters and thundering steps, and I think they're triple ups. They might be green to us, but they hit like freaking trucks. There's 2 neck instances. Yeah, I saw that actually. I didn't think about it. I'm in 1. Game isn't dead? Nope, it sure isn't. Either that, or maybe it's just the population of each instance. This one over here, Cumulo. You got to make sure you go through the prompt with him, and then he'll ask you for which piece of armor do you want to quest for, and then you choose the helmet. Are you coming over here, Kuzan, to Nectalos? Or did you need something in Common Lands? Game is dead. Oh, no, you're fine, you're fine. It's all good, Kuzan. It's fine. You don't stress it. I get it, man. Dad duty. It's the forever duty. I really wish... Where is Grog at? I need the heals. Maybe we do go... We need Perma. Maybe we go fight with Perma for a little bit. To get him some levels, since he's a healer. Like we go into Wailing Caves or something. Heal some stuff in there to get him some levels. We're gonna need heals. That's for sure. I don't think it'll take us too long to get him 20. And then we can come in here and finish part 6. I vote we go in the Wailing Caves, get Perma some levels. Then we'll go from there. Because we're going to want heals in case Landon's up. Cool. Let's do Landon. You're fine, Zathras, you're fine. Do you have offhand if the Valentine events in-game requires the newest expansions, including the older stuff? I don't think it does. I think it's, I'm pretty sure you can do the events without having all the expansions, but I'm not 100, I'm like 95% sure. Sorry, I had 4 questions coming in. I know you're knowledgeable in them. In New World, is that correct that you can't really group and do anything dungeon-wise without finishing the content of the game? Even if I were to join a friend... We are so far apart, it makes it difficult to join up, really. I think some dungeons are locked behind quests. And you may... Sin or Freddy might have to... I don't really know for sure. But I know some of them, if not all, are... You have to get to a certain part of the storyline quest to have access to the dungeon. I don't know if they can, if someone can port you in if you haven't done the quest. Because I know they have lobbies for the quest, for the dungeons. And in my head, that makes it seem like it would be, like it's just gonna port you in. But I'm really in a bit. So I don't know if that's a valid answer. Sorry, Zath. New World. For New World. I really wanted to play, but not so much as it happened on level 28 and stopped a year ago. I was in the average about 45 in all my crafting. I really didn't want to do the storyline, only crafting and exploring. Yeah, with New World, I think for the dungeons you have to do the... I want to say you have to do the storyline, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not totally sure on that. I believe you can be ported in, but that is being said, I only have done 2 dungeons yet. Sorry. Sorry, Zath. I'm gonna mincer Perma. Alright. Let's kill shit. Without dying. Oh, we gotta wait for Cumulu. There we go. And Kuzan, if you got baby duty, I totally understand if you got a jet or anything like that. Don't feel like you're holding us back or, you know, gonna mess us up or anything. You're totally good, dude, if you gotta go. It is all good. Bill Slow, what's going on, man? Can I share as far as C requisitions? No, I cannot. And I did redo my AA line, so now I do have mana flow to cast on people, which is nice. I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good, man. Just chilling. A rainy day here in Florida. Just been hanging out. Did some cleaning around the house. Some reorganizing here and there. Gonna help Perma get some levels here so we have a healer. Perma, are you going to do crafted armor, or are you wanting to do the armor quest series once you hit 20? Sergeant's log's up. Nice. He's straight ahead. So if you follow this down past the spider part, he's in the middle here somewhere. Just, yeah. Not sure? Okay. So we don't have to go too, I mean, don't want to go too crazy, just need to get some levels, so we're not anything particular. Rats on 16. All back into the caves. You have a pet army here almost. 3 of us have a pet that we can use. No problem, Kuzan. We got you. Nice, nice, nice. All the shinies belong to us. Whoever writes Yormergander84 first gets 281 copper from the chat bot. remember to send my pet in. Could have it on assist, but he always breaks mezzes when I need him. Started off a little tense.
A spy is in our midst. Kill them.
Piece of cake needs to be harder, yeah. No, you're all good. You're all good.
Well, hello, beautiful.
Hey, what's up, Dark Inside? How are you doing, sir? Happy Saturday. I need these boxes over here if we can kill them. The deceiver boxes. Doing good. Just got back from my buddy's place. We got last night. I gotcha. I gotcha. Glad you're having a good time, man. Are there more of those? No. Just those three. Found out about my keyboard. My friend told me that many streamers don't even use the keyboard because the components and receiver are so cheaply made that they just last 1 year on heavy streaming, and 2 for casual use. It's something I've just to consider. For a year, and the keyboard is cheap. Need to get my Valentine's costume. Nice. Hear a crackling sound from the nearby statue. Interesting. Hey, what's up, Wood? How you doing, sir? Happy Saturday. Glad you're here, man. Thank you for the YouTube comments. Helps the algorithm. Maybe exceed the pin. No problem. You're fine. You're good. How's the XP? Karma. It's okay. I want to spend $40 I had last few years. Suppose long run would you make it up for yourself? No point. You get Valentine's drops randomly in the dungeon too, right, Reeves? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't really do much for the events. 80%, sweet. It's almost 17. 18. We should probably just go to Fallen Gate at 18. Be quicker XP there. A little bit dangerous. Probably faster, because then everything in here will be blue. Also have some new animations for a shooter game I'm working on in Unreal. Nice, Dark Inside. Very cool. I love the events, honestly. That's why I love Iki 2. Quit ESO. Don't want to deal with it without a sub. It's pain rather than sub to Iki 2 or Final Fantasy 14. Gotcha. Except when I talk in chat. Boards. I like them. Yep. Mm-hmm. Kuzan's Paladin, right? Yeah. Pretty tanky, man. It's a good chest drop. The Wailing Warhammer. Mystery Meat Moccasins. About the naming scheme on those, but that is different. Advisor Krelek? I believe so. Yeah, he's in the next, he's in the main, he's this way. Templar Adept. I think he's down up. Okay. I think he's down this way, right? I'm pretty sure he's this way. There he is. Rats. 17. I'm listening to some 2000s pop right now. I can't believe that I grew up with. Pop music was a peak. Granted, nothing beats 90s or early 2000s rock. True. Another Wailing Warhammer. Arm wraps of the False Prophet. Didn't know Wailing Caves loot was built in.
Fall back into the caves.
I was letting the guild know. They were saying it didn't, they were talking about Wailing Caves loot, and I'm like, yeah, the zoning stuff's, it's 13 plus in here, and the zoning stuff is soloable, but once you get deeper in, it's a little bit, it's all heroic. But XP in here seems to move a lot quicker than other zones. Like, I don't think it's boosted, but maybe.
Regroup in the caves. Regroup in the caves.
Got room for an Inquisitor? Bar TTV? Sure. I mean, yeah, we're not going to be in here for long, though. We're heading over to Fallen Gate at, once Perma gets 18, and then once he gets 20, we're probably going to do, Armor Quest stuff, maybe. But you're welcome to join us if you want. Need the XP. There's a lot of loot in that thing. Revis, do you know when you can get Beast Lord on Varsoon? I don't think they've announced it yet. Have they? Beast Lord and Chandler, they haven't said when they're coming in game. Well, they usually do unlock them, Bar. I mean, I've been doing TLEs since Fallen Gate TLE. This is like my 4th one. And they usually do unlock them, but I want to say it's... If they're not unlocked on the start, which they have done before as well, it's usually after Echoes of Fadeware, I think. But it's no guarantee, of course. They always, I mean, there's always, they usually come in sometime. Yeah, see? Be available at their original expansion releases, which is around EOF. Or after. Cowards? No, they're just kind of game breaking, to be honest. For a TLE, they break the game, man. They are a little OP. I love Beast Lord though. I have one on Halls of Fate that I've been working. Well, haven't worked on him in a bit. He was my achievement character before they did the Kale Draco server. But it's fun. It takes some getting used to with the playstyle, but for the most part, and the mechanics of it. It's all good. Yeah, they added them well after I stopped playing. I have yet to play Channeler, but I have done Beast Lord. Oh, I forgot to charge my watch. Yeah, I remember they did launch one of the TLEs with them enabled. And it was kind of insane. Look at Cumulu trying to pull. Cumulu's like, don't notice me. Gotta keep the frog alive, yeah. Wait. I was like, where did Kuzan go? For Bruiser in here. Interesting question, Rebus. I was with a friend grouped in a dungeon and it had an heirloom piece that was tradable for like 1.5 hours if we didn't equip it. What is interesting was the wrong armor class tried to give it back to my friend as it said wrong class, why he couldn't get it. I think the heirloom pieces, and somebody in chat can correct me if I'm wrong, I think the heirloom pieces can only be passed to characters that are on your account. Am I wrong for thinking that? I'm not very versed in them. And I don't know about, like, right after loot or something. Yeah, account share only equals heirloom, yeah. So you wouldn't be able to give it to another person, Zath. You'd only be able to give it to yourself. So you would put it in your shared bank, and then you could get it on your own your other character. He was in a group where we could trade it. Where the restriction was. That I am not too sure about then, Zath. There's a time limit if Cumulu's talking in group chat to me, Zath. She says there's a time limit if the drop said trade group blah blah blah. Oh, only thing was I tried equipping it and it said wrong class. Careful on that chest. I wouldn't open it yet until we're done with the fight. Nice. Congrats. On 18. Very cool. Good fight. Brain Burst, need. Dagger of Sorrows, don't need. Judgment 2, need. Kill it. I'm kidding. I declined it. Staff, two-handed. That's terrible stats. Again. Terrible stats. Alright. Anybody got evac? We can head over to Falling Gate now. Actually, where is there? Is this a back door? I have a key. How do we get there? I have a key, I think. Oh, shit. Okay. But it said unattuned. Why I couldn't equip it. To see why it wouldn't do that. I still have that piece on the can. Double check to see if it attuned. I'm not sure why or how I can't use it. Obviously, I can't use it as a pastime, but yeah. Embrace Doom, Zane. Jeez. Zane's choosing violence. Would a petition work if I asked? I'm just curious how. Would they answer a petition or is it figured out? I'm just curious is all. I suppose I can ask the parameters to see what... I mean, you can petition it, but to see if there's maybe they see something wrong with it. But, I mean, they'll get back to you. I don't know what the time frame is. Like, how long it will take for them to get back to you. Weaponsmith is up. Check him. It's a vital part of the match set from a drop my friend would kind of liked. Yeah, it won't hurt to petition and see what they say. If anything, they'd be able to tell you how or why. I guess. Part of me is just, I know that feeling, Zane. I get it, man. But the questing in Comet Lands is awful. What level are you? 13 Templar? Damn, we should have brought you in here too. Bring him in the Fallen Gate? Oh, God. I mean, we could. I think stuff... Oh, no. That's kind of crazy. He wouldn't be able to touch anything. Should have brought him into here. Alright, I'll invite him for Fallen Gate if you guys think so. Famous last words. I mean, after we get the weaponsmith, we can just call out and then everybody meet in Common Lands and go to Fallen Gate.
I need help.
I mean, it's a longer run for Kuzan, who's going to Kinos, but... take the portals, yeah. I love questing in the Common Lands. I don't know, I just like the desert with the elephants. So yeah, the environment is great, just the questing and the rewards are terrible compared to Darklight Woods or Frostfang Sea. I would even argue that the Antonica timeline is better than Common Lands. There's like the decoration drops. Before the gear, it was really easy to get what I needed with a friend, if it makes sense. You should see my 2-room common room home. 200 items in free port reviews. Nice. Yeah, you get a lot of house items. I love mezzing groups. Group mez is the best. Is the best mez. Alright, who wants to kill us with the chest? Does anybody want to do it? Told you. Defiler master in there. Nice. Very cool. Alright, we want to call out. Then go over to Fallen Gate. Give me a quick second, guys. I'm going to take a quick AFK, and I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Zath, for disarm, it well, in the past, you used to have to right-click and disarm on a chest. Now, though, it's all passive. So, as long as you're the first one to open the chest, it's working on your disarm skill. If you heard me. But yeah. What up, Neil? How you doing, sir? Oh, I'm good on that. Falling Gate. I'm still gonna mentor, Perma, Kuzan. You don't have to mentor. And it's up to you, Cumulo, if you want to mentor or not. Guess it would have been smarter to go to the docks and then... I don't know, actually. I don't think it stacks, right, guys? Mentoring doesn't stack, like the boost. I don't think it does. I think if one person's mentoring you, you're getting the bonus. So it's not like you're getting double bonus. You have 15% currently. Well, unmentor Q and then we'll see if it goes down. Hey, Landon's up, guys. Anybody wants to try him? The next two. Heading over to Fallen Gate, yep. That's where we go and getting some levels for Perma. We do need there's a NPC update in there that me and Q need for our part 6 of our armor quest. Oh, yeah. Grab Ezane. Send an invite. I'll post some photos on Discord. Packed house, really 6 photos. Maybe the community would like saying, yeah, go for it. Kuzan mentored you and you went to 10%. Okay, Kuzan, yeah, don't mentor. We're going to need the tankage and Fallen Gate, so you're fine not to mentor. Yeah. That is weird, though. Sure, Freddy, come on down. I mean, we already have a necromancer, but you're welcome to join us, dude. You went to 0? Oh, because you're in the same zone. Oh. Okay. I was gonna wait for Ezane. Ezane, did you already get... Are you already here? Ezane's coming, because I was gonna try to help him. I wasn't sure if anything's gonna try to attack him on the way. So it does stack. Interesting. Oh, true, Kuzan. You might have to enter anyways. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I can invis you, Ezane, once you're here so we can get by these mobs. Careful running along the edge there, though. There's some 35s. You gotta be careful with those. I'm scared of these 18s. I have a res item in case he dies? Yeah, I do. Alright. Here, come to me and I will group invis past this sand giant. Careful, he wanders pretty close up here. Yeah. Stay close to me. Evest, what's going on? You can also chrono as long as he's within 5 levels. It won't penalize anyone. TLE doesn't have chrono, unfortunately. Evest. No chrono here on TLE. It's all mentoring. But we're also running a Permadeath challenge in the community. So we have a few we play at our own little rule set within the TLE rule set. If that makes sense. If we die, we have to delete our characters unless we can be rezzed at the time of death. All of our characters are randomly generated, so we don't get to pick our race or class. Alright, let me see here.
Welcome to torment and destruction.
Excuse me. It's gonna be rough with a 13 in the group with us. Alright, putting positive vibes out there, chat. Positive vibes. Everything is going to be fine. I mean, these freaking snakes are yellow. Might as well kill it. Just kill everything who's on. Just don't pull too much.
And I'll return with help.
Just have the 13 hang back so they don't pull aggro. Yeah, he'll level pretty quick, I think. You're getting XP, right, Zane? Shit ton's nice. Why is my content filter on? My obscenity filter was on for some reason. That's funny. I was about to say, isn't it harder to type all those symbols instead of the actual cuss word? Damn it. I'm not thinking. Oh, man. Don't forget the bats flying around. They're non-aggro, but XP is XP. Kulon says, I don't want rabies. I feel like every kill is a mini ding for somebody. Congrats, Perma. What's the command to bring the enemy list up? It is /toggle threat list window. Toggle threat list window. Wait. We'll hang back here. Who's on? How many people are in here right now? 13 players. I'm gonna Leroy this room. Who's on? Oh God. Zane's like rip. Oh man. Kuzan, you should have instead of that in group, you should have did the sound effect command on stream and then just and then just went in. Oh, that would have been awesome. Oh, that would have been great. What does this do again? Increases intelligence of group members, increases focus, disruption, subjugation, administration, ordination of group members. Your inventory is full, Zane. I almost opened that chest, like, during fight. I was about to click on it. Congrats on 15. It's a good looking group. We got 2 necromancers, an Illy, a paladin, a defiler, and a templar. How you doing, Tempest? Happy Saturday, man. Four out of the 6 members of this group are mentored. Rats Perma, level 20. Alright, somebody click these chests before my eye starts twitching. Channeler ability, cool. Is that offhand? No, one hand. Gonna head on out, Revis. I'll join my friend in game. Good watching your stream. Thank you, Zath. I appreciate you, man. Have a good rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Five of us in this group, though. If the group wipes, 5 of us are deleting our characters. Just putting that out there. That's not how we look at this, Reeves. Yeah. It's a good day to re-roll. Oh, man. Is there no named up top? Actually missed a turn in back of there. Well. Used to play this game. Is it still active, Misfit? Yes, it is. I mean, it's not Final Fantasy numbers or anything like that, but it is active. And then every 3 years they do these time-locked expansion servers, which is what we're currently playing on, Varsoon. So right now it's content locked at Kingdom of Sky right now. Here within the community ourselves, Misfit, we're running a Permadeath challenge. So anybody that dies and can't be rezzed at the time of death has to delete their character. Also, our characters are randomly generated in the community, so our race and our class, nobody gets to pick their race or class that they're playing. Andre, what's going on, dude? I get back into it, thanks. That's an intense and awesome. Yeah, it's been pretty fun. One of these days my attacks won't be resisted, says Zane. I'd use a reroll, as by the way. I forgot what I was even playing. Gotcha. I'll get you, Quandary. Do you need it like right now? I can look at the sheet and tell you what you were playing.
I promise you will not survive.
Grass Kuzan, Kimilu. Redcon. So that'd be perma. Brad Zane. Brad's Kuzan, 25. Something is missing a... Who's on permacro? Oh. Got the sorcerer. I should probably put it on Kojo instead. Platinum coin. Named in here, says Kuzan. Okay. Somebody's got aggro back here. Mobs popped, got it. Not bad loot dropping though. Bunch of loot drops, really. Not an enemy. Brad's perma. What's up, Gray? Brad's Cumulu. You get a level. You get a level. You get a level. Just sitting down for some homework? I got you. What kind of homework you got? Kill. Transcendence. Malleable loam. It's my last college semester about hate speech and another for equity and equality papers. Gotcha. All right. What's up, Nachos? Happy Saturday. Gonna crank those out so I can game. Yeah, man. Hear that. Trainees, Runic, Dirk. I'm good. I think we got a group coming up behind us. 12 players in here. If we could go right instead of going back towards the marketplace, I'd rather not go to the marketplace because there's a few mobs in there that could wipe us pretty easily. If we go right down the cavern, we should be okay. It'll get progressively harder, but there's like one red mob up in marketplace that could our day if we're not careful. If we can go right. I don't know. It might be too high a level, actually. Ding. 27. I mean, we could probably go up the way. We can probably go up this thing here if they want to go that way first. Go up to get the spiders or something. And let them work their way down. I don't know how far down they're going, but we'll get the respawns coming back down. So we're not leapfrogging each other. You know what I mean? I just didn't want to go into the market area. Nice. Good fights. Do you see the Weaver on track? She's still pretty far up there. She might not show up yet, actually. With the stuff. Spideys. My daughter was playing EQ2 on my lap earlier. We were over on Skyfire server, actually. That's the character she chose to play today. And she was in Everfrost running around. And she came across the one cave that has all the spiders in the cave. And she was so afraid to go in it. Even though the character she was playing was 83, so they're all gray, but she was not about that spider cave. She was like, not going through it. I was like, they're not going to hurt you. Congrats, Sin. Bellamy? I think that's one of the... Yeah, that's one of the... It's one of the halflings. The children in the middle. Oh, wrong. There we go, that's what I was trying to do. Nice. Dirge. Dark Twisted Ring, that's a need. Kuzan got it. That's Kuzan. Alright, screw it, we're going to Stormhold. Let's go straight to running eye. What are y'all drinking today? Silver symbol. Terrible. Terrible loot. This named is usually always up. I'm surprised she's not. I wonder if somebody just killed her. Yeah, he's down this way. Take a light. He's right at the door where we were going to go. Well, I thought he was. Crazy Caffeine, what's going on, man? Happy Tuesday. Doing well. Did I say Tuesday? I'm sorry. It's Saturday. Ugh. It said Tuesday. Saturday. I'll just stop talking. What's up, Snookin? Happy Saturday. It's not Tuesday. No, it's not. It's not Tuesday. Careful with the respawns, because that group came through here, and I just don't want to get hit by them. Dang it, they probably got... Wonder if they got the named that me and Q need. Actually, I didn't see that named up. I guess we can go back up and work towards work towards the marketplace. We just need to be careful, and then we can come back through here. Because the farther we go down, the closer we're going to get to that group. We're just not going to get any mobs. Lurking for a bit, making brisket. Oh, nice, dude. Very cool. What's up, Evil Kitten? How's it going? Shadowfang's up. What's the 748 on your camera? The amount of deaths today? No, that's the YouTube subscriber count right now. I want to get it to 1,000. So 748 is the YouTube subscriber count right now. Take that, master. Respawn. I added it there as like a test thing, but I need to put like the YouTube logo next to it. I'm actually redoing the entire interface, like stream layout and scenes tonight, maybe. So I'll make it look prettier. I was just messing with it and I forgot that I had it on there actually. Thank you for the socials, Evil. So if you guys haven't yet, please go over to YouTube and subscribe to YouTube. You can turn off notifications if you want. That's fine. But go hit the sub button at least. All my VODs get posted to YouTube. And then I make them into little playlists for people to click on. Zane's going down. Oh, shit, I got something on me back here. Respawns. But I was getting ready to witness a tragedy. Yeah. It's getting kind of intense. That's why I hate, like, it sucks coming in behind another group, because unless you do the whole leapfrog scenario, people are gonna die. Because trying to manage the respawn times are annoying. You can never vanquish us all. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate the YouTube sub. Probably boost mentor Uzane to boost his XP. I don't know. I really this whole area up here gives me the heebie-jeebies sometimes. So I'm good with like just mentoring how we're mentoring. I hate fighting in the marketplace up here. I don't think we've lost any characters here yet in this particular area, but it can get crazy. Congrats, everybody. Just had an 8-mule walk across my yard. Dogs went nuts. Jeez. Just had 8 mules walk across. I bet. Dogs were like, hey, get off my lawn. Get off my lawn. Sure it was a mistake, Freddy. I'm sure. Thank you, sir. The Biggest Loser. Right. Respawns yet. So dramatic with all the casters, yeah. I like mezzing things. For the shiny. The red is in that building? Okay, yeah, I knew there was a red somewhere up here. You have to be careful. The aggro range on it's kind of weird too, if I remember right. Zane's like, we can take him. I mean, if the healer says so. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, Quandary, I gotta roll your character. Shit. Here, let me do that real quick. Real fast. Real fast, like. Where is my... Ooh. Solid roll. Quandary, I had you down as an Erudite Templar. Or Troubadour. But you're going to be playing as... a... Oh, dang it. I did the roll off stream. I'm silly. Here, hold on. Here, you're going to be playing as a Ratonga Berserker. Have you played Berserker yet on here? All right, what you're gonna be, sir? Brad Zerker sounds scary. Yep. What's up, Beard? Zerkers are fun, yeah. Arkansas says I'm installing Star Wars Galaxies to play. Nice, dude. I didn't know Star Wars Galaxy is still out there. Or is it a emulator? What are those called? Private servers? Hey, I got an alternate advancement point. Look at me. Getting stronger. In my chronology. Chronology. Say that 5 times fast. What's up, you Prox? How's it going, man? A lot better on the Necro? Yeah, I figured you'd like Necromancer. Necromancer is actually one of those top classes that I recommend for people when they say they've never played EQ2 before. So like I usually give them, so like there's 4 different roles, and for each role I usually tell them a particular class to start with. So like if you wanted to do a pet caster or a caster type, I usually tell people Necromancer. If you're going to do a fighter type, I usually tell people Monk. If you're going to do a healer type, I usually tell people Warden. But Warden and Fury, now that I've played Fury, are kind of, you know, either one of those would really be a good choice. Scout slash melee DPS, I guess. I usually tell people Swashbuckler. I haven't played Dirge. I've played Troubadour. Troubadour's fun, but it's I still have more fun as a Swash than anything. Until I got ran over. That's the only thing with Warlock that keeps me from recommending it to people is how much of a glass cannon. How much of a glass cannon you are. With Necromancer, you can budge a few fights and still live. Same with Conjurer, I guess. Conjurer is about the same. But Necromancer has a little bit more survivability. Yeah, Sin, yeah. Warden for melee, healer, Fury for spellcasting. But this is going off like somebody, like I did a video a while back of like, hey, so you want to play EQ2? And I went over like classes and recommendations for people that have never played the game before. So a lot of people really wouldn't understand the melee healer versus casting healer kind of scenario. So like I had to pick a healer type, and Warden was the one that I went with for that. For me, like depending on your playstyle, I really enjoyed Inquisitor. So like my favorite healer type is Inquisitor myself, but I don't think I could recommend Inquisitor for somebody brand new to the game. Probably has to be the pet at max tier to do okay in game, yeah. We need to be working towards... Where are we coming from? Yeah, we need to start going down. Down, down, down. How's that song go? Who did that? Oh, we got ads back here. Stuff. In general, Warden is more powerful than Fury because of the power regen BS. Yeah, a lot of people were saying I'm crazy doing the perma challenge as a new character, but it puts me in classes I would never think of playing. And thanks to Kuzan, now hooked on the game. Yeah, it's really not the recommended way to start playing the game, Gator, but I totally understand wanting to just jump into the... Because it does... Permadeath makes you... It forces you to learn the game slower. And you're not just thrown into classes and spamming buttons. Like, you actually have to pay attention to what your skills are doing, what your buffs are doing. You have to know your fights a little bit better, you know? You have to pay attention to things a little more. You play a little slower, you know. I'm enjoying the permadeath. It's the same thing for Quandary. Quandary did the same thing. Yeah. The EverQuest 2 community as a whole can be trolly, but for the most part, they're friendly. Retail, it's kind of like a minefield. Every once in a while, you find those really nice communities that want to help out, but then you will get those groups in like heroics that treat it like a job, and if you don't know the mechanics, then get the F out kind of scenario. But for the most part, everybody is very friendly in the game. Came from Ultima Online. Wow, okay. I am looking forward to Ultima. If they ever freaking do, they've been planning that legacy server for like what, 2 years now? I really wanted to go back to Ultima Online to do their version of like a TLP scenario where it's going to be old school rules kind of scenario, but they keep pushing it back. Cuz I played Ultima Online over on Chesapeake server back in the day, before EQ1 before I got addicted to EQ1. So there's a lot of memories with Ultima Online. A lot of memories. Good and bad. But I quit playing Ultima Online when they first introduced, because me and my IRL buddies were pretty big into PvP at the time. But it got annoying when they added like the delay for porting out. So like if you opened a portal, it was 5 minutes before you could, like if you attacked somebody and then tried to open a portal, there was like a huge time delay, and then that took a lot of the fun out of like the PvP battles that we were getting into, because it was fun to kind of portal jump around at the time when we were kids anyways. But they added that rule set and we're just like, maybe it's time for us to find another game. Played Shadowbane for a little bit. and that scratched the PvP fix for a while. Is that after they added Trammel? I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you. I can remember. I don't remember. I just remember that's when I stopped playing on a regular basis. There were a few other things they changed. It wasn't just the portal jumping. There was a bunch of stuff that they changed. I just... And PvP and Ultima Online back in the day was a lot of fun because it wasn't just like hack and slash PvP. There was also PvP in Ultima Online where it was social engineering PvP. Like if you were a tinkerer, you could trap chests and then leave them on the ground. And then as you're out gathering, somebody would walk up to you and you could be like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you pick up this chest for me and help me carry it back? And then, you know, nobody's just going to pick up the chest. They're going to actually look inside the chest. And when they open the chest, they blew up. And then you got to loot everything that they left on the ground for you. But there was always that aspect of the social engineering shit going down. And that game was fun. Cumulo's like cold. I had a buddy of mine, he quit the game because he spent all day out gathering and doing trade skill stuff, and then he had this pack mule and he got jumped and they took his pack mule and everything and he quit that day. He's like that was like 9 hours worth of gathering and it's all gone. And we were just like, why did you do that? Like, why did you spend 9 hours and didn't think they're not gonna come attack you or kill you? They probably waited for you. They saw this guy out there. They saw this noob out there gathering for 9 hours. And they're like, yeah, Bob, this guy, he's still out there doing it. He's still out there gathering. Let's just follow him. They're just sitting back waiting for him to just be like, okay, he's going to go back to the town. Oh, let's get him. Yeah, he was just gathering for them, yeah. He uninstalled after that day, though. He was done with it. He said I even asked him for stuff back and they said no. I was like, oh my god. He's like, I asked them if they didn't have to give me everything back, just give me some of it back, and they were like, no. Oh man. We were in a guild, some of our PvP characters or our red characters were in a guild in Ultima Online called, the name of the guild was Soda Pop Killers, and all of our characters were named after soda. So like you had Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, Coke, Sprite, and we'd all just run around killing people with those names. It was a lot of fun. Good times. Alright, so I guess we'll do armor quests tomorrow. Might as well just finish XPing in here today. I got about 30 minutes left, so we're good. Zane's 20. This guy went from 13 to 20 today in Fallen Gate. Uprox, at the end of the Darklight Woods timeline, there's a quest series that, it's through like 2 or 3 different NPCs, but that will, give you a mount at the end. You actually get a Neriac, Destroyer whistle, and that'll give you. You can also, while you're working your way towards the mount, if you do the crafting timeline, it's gonna have you make one of those Dark Paul charm slot items. That will give you the same run speed, I think, for 30 minutes at a time. It's like a buff that you cast on yourself. And that's usually what people use until they get to their mount. Because you can make that at like level 2 or something. Like, so people will run with that, and then once they get to their mount quest. And it's the same thing for Frostfang Sea. There's a NPC at the end that starts you get a mount at the end of that timeline as well. So Frostfang Sea or Darklight Woods, one of the two, ends with a mount. Usually around 18, 19, 20, somewhere around there, depending on your level. Brad Zane, 21. Eight players in here. We did try EQ1 PvP, but it just wasn't the same as UO. EQ1's PvP didn't need a little bit more, I don't know. It was different. What's up, Cracktoon? EQ1 actually had Guild Wars originally, even on their PvE servers. So like you could war rival guilds, and anytime you saw one of the members out in the world, you could PvP them. But then they stopped that, and then they had just a PvP server to play on. Cracktoon's back in game, already 70-48. Nice. I think I saw you. Were you playing on Varsoon, Crack? Because I saw you the other day in general chat, I think. Congrats, Perma. Nice, Crack. Very cool. Oh, no problem, dude. No problem. Don't have to thank me for that. Just doing my thing. We do love answering questions here about EverQuest 2, though. Or New World, or any game that I've played. I'll do my best to answer it. If I can't answer it, somebody in the chat usually knows something. That was a serious trap right there. Have I tried V Rising? No. It is on my wish list though on Amazon, or not Amazon, Steam. Got myself up to speed in the current state of adornment. Nice. So about to start the cloud HQ. Very cool, dude. I think there, if somebody has the quest, I think you have to click on Burp Belly here or something. He's in the pot. Where it's for a lost friend in Falling Gate. You click on the skeleton here in the pot. You get an update there, so we don't miss it. If he doesn't know the answer, he'll make something up that sounds good. True. Make it until you make it, right, Snookin? Got your cues on. Wheeler is feeling feisty. Send the army of pets. Damn. Oh, damn. A lot of mobs down there. Got res items, right? Yep. Sure do. Cloud Mount timeline's pretty good. I think that you get armor for that too, is right? Does the Cloud Mount give you the decent set of armor for 70s? I think I did it on my PvP character over on Terranex. Rip. That. Decent little screenshot right there, huh? Do a flex. Just keeps going and going and going and going. Okay, a little bit of sass there at the end. Oh, everybody's leaving. Discovery. Welcome back, Ezane. Thank you guys for stopping by the channel today. Appreciate y'all being here. Next planned stream is tomorrow, probably about the same time. If not, maybe a little bit later, because we do have to do some grocery shopping tomorrow. Next weekend, Sunday's stream is a little up in the air right now. September Girl will be in DC. She leaves for DC Sunday morning, and it's a full house of kids, so it's just gonna be me here all day. So I don't know if I'll have time to stream. If I do stream, it might be a very shorter stream next Sunday, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. The oldest can manage the others? Yeah. Yeah, I can try. Crack. Hit me. He's picky. You gotta be like up on top of the table for this fight. Kuzan. Paladin. Searching the depths of Fallen Gate. In regards to Drums UI, is my knowledge window, the sort button doesn't work. I think that I can go into the UI directory and delete the XML file named knowledge, and it will resort it to default EQ2 window and functionality. Kraken's like, oof. I think so. I'm not too familiar with Drums UI, but I think if you were trying to reset that window to like use it with Drums UI, deleting that file, well, it should. Unless Drums UI will recreate it when you start up again. I don't think it would though. So it should allow it for the default interface to use it. Basically fill in the hole, you know what I mean? I thought you were going to ask a question about Dark UI. doesn't have a default path to resort to. Gotcha. Freddy says go to the default folder and copy the knowledge there and paste it into the drums UI folder. There you go. Thank you, Freddy. Stay tuned. Will do. And making a drink. Never start messing with directories without the proper drink. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. East Lord. Ugh. Waste of a chest. Fighting batons of the warlord. We get our named Falling Gate, the ghost of Ikara Topal. Where is this person? Are we just not? No, that's over on the other side. That was my bad. My dice are south. Something's wrong with my dice. You rolled a 100. You need to be in the same zone for guild invite someone? Nope. Not anymore. EQ1 used to have to be in the same zone. EQ2 I can invite you from wherever. Just let me know the character name. You still do an EQ1? Oh, I didn't know that. I know I remember it back in the day. I didn't think it was still a thing though. Surprise, there's a knowledge sort.xml in the default directory. Maybe I just want to copy that. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Try it, see what happens. Paid for the premium dice in the Daybreak cash store? Nice thing, yeah. Ding. 28 and a 22 Templar. Look at us. Look at us. Shit. I got you, Quandary. Just a second. Steelworker Blarg. Great name, yeah. What does this do? My combat head, the spell will cast prismatic shock on target of attack. Inflicts. Oh. Very nice. Well, this is like a manage. I gotta manage that buff kind of scenario because it wears off. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's good. We can call it here. I mean, we were pretty close. Well, actually, we're down this hall is the last room. If we wanted to try to do the, but it's a long fight to get to the named. Because you have to clear the whole room, otherwise the entire room aggroes when you aggro the named. For sure, Ezane. That's fine. Brass Cumulu, 29 Necromancer. Very cool. The named in here, I do have decent loot though. For the most part. Did not restore functionality. Copying both files now. Needs to drop some robes. Yeah, it really does. You know who drops the robe we need, Cumulu? Varsoon. Varsoon drops a decent robe. Very nice robe. And it drops all the time. Flowing black robe or whatever. I feel like the other Q gave that robe to Cusis. Nice. $28 points. Ooh. My bad. Just living on the edge here. Just a little murder suicide to round out the stream. Oh man. Cartoon says, yo, did it work? Nice. Okay, so don't aggro the named until we've cleared the entire room, alright, Kuzan? Otherwise, the named will pull all of the mobs in the room. You don't understand. Okay, got it. He said to Bow, pull the names right now. To Bo, pull the names. Sorry, I don't know why I said Bow. I can't fucking read. Who stole all my arrows? Dog pull says perfect. Please don't. We're gonna pull everything, every mob in this instance or in that area. When it looks way out of place, theme, but yes, copying both the knowledge and the knowledge sort.xmls to the character directory. Third-party client overlays will be read in a place. Interesting. It is true. Hey, look at that. Upgrade. Oh no, you're all good, Cracktoon. It's all good, man. I really can't resist. When there's a chest just sitting there, I have to click on it. Like, I can't wait. You know, once a fight's done, if there's a chest, I'm clicking on the chest. Nature of the Rebus, yeah. I mean, they might as well just give me disarm, right? feel like Kuzan's like taking inventory of the room. He's like, so how many are left? I can pull the name now, right? Where is she actually? She's usually right there. She might not be up. Or does she spawn at? She was really up already. I'm not sure, because I remember distinctly having to pull the entire room before pulling the named. It's all good, Kuzan. We can call it here, guys, if you're all ready. It's all good. You're good. Should we try to necropet the named Q? That's not fun. Beard says the reason you kill the room first is that you don't to bring them all into the fight at once anyway. Oh, okay. Thank you, Kuzan. Appreciate the tankage today, man. Awesome job. Alright, somebody else pull. I can't pull. I take hits too hard. We're about done, Tempest. We're just, yeah. I should have logged off probably about 10 minutes ago, but just trying to finish out this. There's gonna be some good stew. Then I'm gonna freeze dry. Everything else is nice. Oh, shit. Nice, Dark Inside. The gong didn't do anything. need on that. Alright, well, guess she's not up. I don't know what her respawn time is, so maybe that group that was here before has killed her and she just never respawned yet. Well, I guess we can call it out, guys. Call it a day. Irma and Zane probably need to do some armor shopping or armor questing or crafting. No, I think this level 1 stuff will do just fine. If anything, running like Darklight Woods timeline gives you some pieces, like level 10 pieces, that better than nothing. Well, chat, that is going to do it for me today. Get out of here. Oh, no problem, Travi. Thank you for hanging out, man.
In spite of the cost of living, it's still quite a popular item.
Clear out the inventory real fast. Kind of full. Put these build bank. House items. Made it to 26.6, 11 levels total for me. Nice, Perma. Hell yeah. Healers level fast as long as the group does not die. True. Oh, you guys got jokes, huh? Got jokes. Close that. Guild Bank's kind of full too, actually. Guys, don't forget to check the Guild Bank for things. Use it. Man. Guild 20, we get more slots. I got all of this to put in there. Start mailing this stuff to characters. So I'll just put it back in my bank for right now. I don't want to die with everything on me. That would be tragic. Shit, hold on. Upgrade. Actually, no, that wasn't an upgrade. Why was I thinking that was an upgrade? Anyways. Bags look better.
Welcome, friend. The wares of an entire city are at your fingertips, so please make your selection.
Some stuff on the broker to sell. Alright, guys. That's going to do it for me today. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Don't forget to enter up on the channel currency giveaway. Do that by typing exclamation point in the word enter. And one lucky winner is going to get 5,000 copper. Somebody's coming in. Hi. Oh, you're up from your nap? Daddy's finishing up the stream, though. Oh, but... Watch. Alright. Let's go ahead. Switch over to this scene. What's up, Roach? Log out. Let me put it by. Right. Desktop. And let's see who's going to win some copper today. Is anybody else entering up? Do it now. Great to see people playing this still. My account on the Splitpaw server was inactive for 10 years for a few family members have returned recently to playing EQ2. Nice. Splitpaw is no longer a server, but your characters are probably there still. They're probably over on Antonio Bale or Skyfire. There's Antonio Bale, Majduel, Skyfire, All's Fate. Thurgaden is the EU server. And you have time lock servers, which are Caladim, Terranax, Keldrackle, which Keldrackle is not it's a time locked expansion server, but it's a whole different thing. But yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice. If anybody else isn't going to enter up, you got till I count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to close the giveaway for the channel currency. And the winner today is... We attempted. Man, this crap is rigged.
I like that.
I don't know. It's an error. Try it again. Or 5+ times. Sadly, none of these 5+ users were following your channel. What? Thank you for that follow. Appreciate that, chart. Thank you. Hold on. Do that. Somebody enter up on that real quick. There we go. There we go. Go. All right, now let me see. Close. Travi, you're already in there. You're good. And the winner. Oh, the bug is the bot is broken. Everyone wins. I don't have that much copper. Why is it doing that? That is a first. Who broke the bank? Let me just restart the bot. If that does. I'm in the way. Oh, okay. I'm in the way of you sitting here. Oh. Okay. Let's try this again. Gonna from that. Everybody's still in it. So right now I have Travi, Bobby, Freddy, Sin, Dark Inside, Snookin, Bill, Beard, Crazy, Tempest, Neil, Roach, Cracktoon. Those are the current people that are in the giveaway. Going to close the giveaway. And today's winner will be... No, it's for real broken. It's saying... Well, no, it's actually saying none of you guys are following me. That's not correct because you guys are following. Unless that's why. Hold on. Hold, chat. Hold. Okay. There we go. Winner, winner. Congrats, Sin. Go ahead and say it. Somebody's out there going to say it. I can feel it. Totally rigged. Give at Osen. Copper. You failed me, Nicole. All right, guys. That'll do it for me today. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank y'all for hanging out. Appreciate y'all being here. Be back tomorrow afternoon. More permadeath action. Don't forget to check out the socials, guys. Type. I spelled socials, I think. What? Going on, bot? Spelling it wrong? Bot says I'm off. Anyways, click on all the links, all the things, guys. And we'll be back here tomorrow. Y'all stay safe. Bot don't like you anymore. Yeah, bot is bugged. Something's going on with the bot. But we'll be back here tomorrow afternoon. Thank y'all for hanging out. Thank you for all the follows. Mchart Shorn 591. Thank you for the follow. Keyron, thank you for that was 6 days ago. Thank you for the follow offline. Follow, appreciate you. All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all stay safe. Be good humans out there, please. Thank you guys. Thank you all for watching.
To a place of ease comes a place of flourish. In return, it's for a reason that I couldn't say it. Yeah, I don't find time to debate if I deserve growth or if maybe I should preserve coping by hating you.